think they're at breaking point, and they are the backbone, they are the spine of our NHS. And I think we should listen.
I get that. I do get that. But I think it was the way it was initially portrayed was like nurses as a whole have all decided to go on strike. And actually, when you really break it down, it's quite a small percentage of nurses in this country who clearly feel strongly enough about this to go on strike. And so if you're looking at caving in over a whopping pay demand, or we're constantly talking about how catastrophically awful conditions are, clearly quite a small percentage of nurses actually feel that way.
They do, but I think it's also because that small proportion of nurses have voiced it. If I'm honest with you, I think a large proportion of nurses feel this way. And I say this because I've worked very closely with nurses my entire medical career, and maybe only a small proportion have voiced it. And that's where this number comes from. You know, it's not that it's not felt, it's just that's how it's been voiced.
Yeah, I think some people are concerned because the way that the Royal College of Nursing have gone about this is that they've not counted it in a way that one would normally expect it. So just a whole total of votes, and have we got a plus 50% majority? They've reaggregated it, so they've done it trust by trust by trust. And then they've almost done that, some would see, to force a strike through. And I think people are questioning, actually, is this more political than practical?
I would agree. It could be political, but I don't know, Patrick, do you remember when junior doctors went on strike back in 2015?
Yeah.
That was the year I had just qualified as a doctor, and in that Christmas we were going on strike. And let me tell you the truth, what happened on the front line. Everyone said, oh, we're going to go on strike, we feel this way. Who actually did it? There were loads of us who backed out, and we couldn't leave our patients. We went back to work. The ones who did strike didn't get paid for those days of strike. So, you know, better believe that we did, those couple of days' pay was cut from our paychecks. So even if the nurses are saying this, I do think if a patient was extremely poorly, or if a department was extremely poorly staffed, I agree with you. They're not going to not show up to the point where you're putting people's lives at risk. So the numbers may have been manipulated in that way. But I think it goes back to why, and I think everyone is at breaking point and they want some action to be taken. So I think that's also a focus we should have.